Chapter 2 is about graphing linear equations. Okay, for this section, we're going to graph using tables. But first, a linear equation is an equation whose graph is a line. Okay, since we're graphing linear equations this chapter, every single time we graph an equation, we will always get a line this chapter. Okay, all the points on the line are solutions to the equation. So for the first example, we're going to make a table of values and we're going to plot the ordered pairs and then we're going to draw the line. And I know some of you have graph paper and some of you don't. So I'm going to try to sketch it based on my axes. Okay, a table of values is also called a table of solutions because we're putting solutions into it. Okay, so the first thing is they're going to give me an equation. I have y equals x minus 1, okay? And I'm going to evaluate for an x value. For which x value, they're going to tell me which x value to use. So on this t table here, in the first column, it has all these x values. It tells me x equals 4, x equals 3, x equals 0, x equals negative 2. That's telling me what to plug into the expression. Okay, so if I look at y equals x minus 1, for the first row in the table, it says x equals 4. So I'm going to plug in y equals 4 minus 1, which equals 3, which means that 3 goes in this column. Okay, then I'm going to go to the next x value. They give me x is 3, so I'm going to plug in 3 here. 3 minus 1, which gives me 2, so I get a 2 here. I'm going to go to the next one. Now they tell me x is 0, so I'm going to plug 0 in here. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. And now I'm going to plug in negative 2. So I'm going to get negative 3. Okay, I'm going to actually fill out the other table first, and then I'm going to go back and graph this. Okay, for B, the equation they gave me is y equals negative 2x plus 3. So whatever x value they put here, I'm going to plug it in here. And if you can do these in your head, I am actually okay with you evaluating these in your head. Okay, so y equals negative 2 times x is 4. That's negative 8 plus 3. I get negative 5. Okay, let's see. Now I'm going to plug in 1 into this spot right here. So y equals negative 2 times 1 plus 3. I got 1. Okay, now I'm going to plug in 0. Sometimes people like to do 0 in their head. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. Okay, I'm going to plug in one more. Let's plug in negative 1 because that's the value it's asking me to do. Negative 2 times x plus 3. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Plus 3 is 5. Okay, I'm going to go back and graph these. I know some of you don't have graph paper, so I'm going to sketch mine and you can sketch yours. If you don't have graph paper, make an x and y axis like I did. And if I look at the table, the highest number I see is a 4, so I'm just going to go 4 in each direction to make sure I have room for all my points. I'm going to try to make them equally spaced, but if I don't have a graph, then it's going to be a little tricky, so I'll do the best I can. Okay, now how I'm going to graph this is each of these table entries represent a point. So in this first row right here, x is 4, y is 3. That means that my ordered pair is 4, 3. You don't need to list it out as an ordered pair, but I'm going to show you so that you know what I'm graphing. Okay, so if I want to graph 4, 3 from the origin, I go to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to put a point right there. Okay, 4, 3 is about here. Okay, let me go to my next point. My next point is 3, 2. Okay, as an ordered pair, it would be 3, 2. You don't need to write the ordered pair. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, x is 3, y is 2. I'm going to do the best I can with my graph. Okay, so for the next one, x is 0, y is negative 1. I'm going to go to the side 0, down 1. And then for my last ordered pair, I have negative 2, negative 3. So from the origin, I go left 2, down 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now if I happen to have graph paper, this is going to be a perfect line. I'm going to do my best at sketching my line. your line should go through all 4 points. It should be long and it should have arrows at the end. If you need a ruler, ID cards make great rulers. And if they look like they line up, then I probably did it correctly. If they look way off, then I've made a mistake. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and graph part B. It should make a line because this is a linear equation. Okay, so for the first point, I have 4 comma negative 5. Now let's see, I need to make my little spaces because I don't have a graph paper. Okay, what's my highest number? It looks like it's 5, so I'm going to go 5. 1, and if you have a graph paper, use your graph paper, it's much nicer. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They should be equally spaced. Mine are crooked. Okay, let's see. Now I'll do 4, negative 5. So to the x is 4, y is negative 5. So right 4, down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Okay, my next one. X is 1, y is 1. So from the origin, right 1, up 1. Okay, 0, 3. Right 0, up 3. And then my last one, negative 1, 5. So I'm going to go left 1, up 5. Okay. I'm trying the best I can because I'm trying to see a line. Those pretty much look like they line up. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line. It should pass through all 4 points. Do the best you can if you don't have graph paper. Make it longer than the points and do put arrows at the ends because this goes on forever. Okay, I'm going to fill out 2 more tables, and one of these is going to be a horizontal line, one's going to be a vertical line, so I can tell you which one's which. Okay, now for the first, in this case it says y equals negative 3. In the x column, it's totally blank, and it tells me y equals negative 3, so I have no idea what the x column is going to be, but I do know that the y column is going to be negative 3. So in the y column, y equals negative 3, y equals negative 3, y equals negative 3. In the x column, it does not give me any values. So I can pick whichever values I would like them to be. I do want to pick different values. If I'm lazy, I could put 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and graph this. I'm going to see the highest number is 3, so I'm going to go to 3. If you have graph paper, again, much easier. Okay, and then I'm going to plot these points. Okay, so x is 1, y is negative 3. So to the side 1, down 3. Next one is 2, negative 3. So to the side 2, down 3. And then 3, negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, I see my 3 points. They're lining up and they're going this way. Okay, they made a line, which is what I wanted. This line is totally flat. When it's a totally flat line, this is called a horizontal line. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill out the next table. Okay, I'm going to read the equation first because there's no information at all in the table right now. It tells me that x is 4. So in the x column, I know that x is going to equal to 4, x equals 4, x equals 4. In the y column, it gives me no directions about the y column, so I can pick any numbers I like. You can do 1, 2, 3. Let's do negative 2, 0, 2 for a change, but any numbers you would like to do are fine here. It should create the same line. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go to 4 because that's my biggest number. I'm trying to make these equally spaced. And then I'm going to graph my points. So 4 comma negative 2. So x is 4, so I go to the side 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, down 2. Okay, then I got 4 is 0. So to the side 4, 1, 2, 3, up 0. And then to the side 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2. Okay, I see my 3 points. They are lining up, so I can go ahead and draw my line. I'm going to make it long, passing through the points with arrows at the ends. Okay, when the line goes straight up and down like this is called a vertical line. Okay, for the next problems, we're just going to practice completing the table of values. If you want to pause the video and try them all on your own, go ahead and do so. If you want to see me start it, you can see me start it. Okay, so for the first one, it says y equals x plus 2. So the x is right here. Okay, and if you want to do it in your head, that's fine with me. So for my first x value, it's 3. So y equals 3 plus 2, which is 5. My next x value is 0. So y equals x plus 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. My last one is negative 1, so y equals negative 1 plus 2, which is positive, and then I subtract, I get 1. That's it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try the next one. Let's see, x is 2, and the equation is y equals negative 2 times x. They're next to each other, so that's timesing. So put it in parentheses because you don't want it to look like negative 22. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Okay, and if you're doing it in your head, I'm okay with that, unless it's a hard one. Negative 2 times x. Anything times 0 is 0. X is negative 1. Negative times negative is a positive. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, and I'm not graphing them now, but if I did graph them, they would line up in a line because these are all linear equations. Okay, and if you're working ahead, that's fine. Just forward at the end and look at my answers. Okay, the next equation is y equals 3 times x minus 5. 3 times, what is the first x is 3, minus 5, so 9 minus 5 is 4. 3 times x minus 5, 6 minus 5 is 1. Y equals 3 times x minus 5. Anything times 0 is 0. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. 0 doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, this is 1 plus 2x. The x goes in the x spot. Okay, I'm going to plug in 2. So y equals 1 plus 2 times x. 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay, now I'm going to plug in 1. Y equals 1 plus 2 times 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, and then I'm going to plug in 0. 1 plus 2 times 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, then we get to the fraction. Yes. Okay, y equals 1/3 times x. So I'm going to plug the x in here. So y equals 1/3 times 12. If you do it in your head, that's fine. I always like to put the little 1 at the bottom just because it keeps me straight on my numerator denominator. So in the numerator, 1 times 12 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, now I'm going to plug in 0. 1/3 of 0. Oh, I'm not going to do all that work. Anything times 0 is 0. 1/3 times negative 6. And now I'm going to put the 1. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. 3 times 1 is 3. So I'm going to get negative 2. Okay, I'm going to go ahead to the next one, 6. It says y equals x. So I'm going to plug in right there. Let's see. So y equals, what's x? 3. Oh, y is 3. Let's see. Now I have 0. Y equals x. What's x? 0. Let's see. Y equals x. What's x? Negative 4. Okay, so it says that the y and the x should equal each other, and they do. These match, these match, these match. Okay, so you should be able to do that in your head. Okay, and the last 3 are actually 3 of the easiest. They just look weird. But we're going to go over them so you know what to do. Okay, so this is y equals negative x. So I'm going to put the x right there. Okay, so I have y equals negative, and then I put the x value, which is 2. Negative 2. Okay, y equals negative, and then I put the x value, 0. Well, there's no such thing as negative 0, so 0, 0. Okay, and then y equals negative, and then I put another negative 5. Negative, negative cancels to positive 5. Okay, so y equals negative x just means they have the opposite signs. Positive 2, negative 2, 0, 0, negative 5, positive 5. The negative just changes the signs. Okay, 2 more. Okay, let's look at this equation because this table has nothing in it. Okay, this is the one. It tells me x equals negative 2. So in the x column, I know it's going to be negative 2. All the x's have to equal to negative 2. Now the y column can be anything you want it to be. I can make it 1, 2, 10, just for fun. Y column can be anything you want to be at this point. Okay, now for the last one, it says y equals negative 7. So in the y column, I can only have negative 7s. Okay, in the x column, I can put anything I would like to put. I can put 1, 2, 3. I can put 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Although if my graph was small, I would pick small numbers. In the future, we will graph these more, but for right now, we're just practicing the tables.